Yo, what's up guys? It's been a while and we are finally back with the PMC, and this is actually my first playoff battle this season, and it's actually the conference finals. I didn't upload any battle the last 2 weeks because I got two forfeits, one in week 7 of the regular season and one in the first round of the playoffs, but that shouldn't matter too much. I think I had a very good matchup in the first round of the playoffs and probably would have won. I built a very solid team in my opinion, but it's whatever. I got a free win, and I'm glad I'm glad I got it. So we are facing once again for the third time this season Adam and the Kansas City Kakunas. I didn't upload a team builder, but I will go over my team like in a couple of seconds. But first, just some stuff in general. Adam finished the season, I believe, 5-2, just like myself, or 4-3, I don't know. Very solid battler. He won one time versus us and lost the other time, but had a great shot at winning had he not missed the Will-O-Wisp. So, very solid opponent and a very scary team. He has Genesect and Ladias on his team, as well as Rotomheat, which all proved to be threats to my roster, and I decided to bring a different team here, as you can see. So, because last time my plan to set up a substitute and then a power punch with Loppity didn't really work, so I had to figure out another way of sweeping or breaking his team to a point where I can clean up or I can stall him out with my walls. Looking at his team, he brings pretty much what I expected. The Genesect, of course, the Rotom both are very good versus me. I expected the Scarf Genesect to come, probably on offensive Rotom, because defensive Rotom doesn't really wall much on my team. I was sure he would bring the defensive Gorgeist again because it's his best check to Mega Lopunny or best counter. Ladias, once again, probably a special attack. I don't know if it's a fast or bulky one, but probably modest or at least max special attack, because I have really trouble switching into should I let my Assault Vest user get weakened, so I gotta watch out for that. And of course he brings the Mamoswine again because it's one of his few rockers, I believe, and Regirock, his other rocker, is just not good versus me. So that was a pretty obvious bring. He also brings his Mega Gyarados for the first time, and this time I actually didn't bring my Among Us because I didn't expect it, but I have my backup checks for that, of course, because Cobalion can take a +1 Waterfall and Oko with the close combat after rocks. Everluck can take a hit even at like +4 or something, so I'm not really worried. Looking at my team, I of course bring again my Mega Lopunny because it's crazy good versus this team once the Gorgeist is gone. I bring a Cobalion, I bring Golbat this time for the first time this season, making a season debut. Little mascot here, obviously not Crobat, but the little brother, so I hope he puts in the work. I bring Slowking again, Everluck, and Hooper Unbound. I brought some heat, to be honest, because I didn't bring, besides the my two fighting types, I didn't bring normal stuff, I would say, not what you expect. I bring obviously a Fake Out, Return, High Jump Kick, and Baton Pass Lopunny, so I get some momentum on the obvious Gorga switch ends. I bring the Cobalion with Rocks and 3 attacks, Iron Head, Close Combat, and Volt Switch. Enough speed to outspeed the Genesect. Lopunny, of course, outspeed anything on his team that is not Scarfed or at +1 in Gyarados case. I bring a specially defensive Crobat with some fistive investment to basically take on any variant of Genesect, because an Ice Beam, if he comes in on me, doesn't Oko me, and I can Oko back with the Heat Wave after rocks. If he gets a +1 attack boost, he cannot even 2-hit KO me with a Psychic or an Ice Beam, so it's a very solid switch into it. Same with the Slowking and Assault Vest variant, this time with 4 attacks and the Flamethrower. I didn't put Grass Knot or Focus Blast on it because I didn't expect the Mega Gyarados, so that's the mon he could potentially set up on, so I gotta be careful with that. And then I bring Bandit Everluck because when I prepped, I didn't really when I prepped early in this season, I didn't really have a look at Everluck because it matches up so bad defensively versus most of his team, because Steel Step from Genesect just destroys it. Rotom Heat does, Oko it, and Ladias, even with the Draco Meteor, does a hefty chunk to it, so I didn't really feel the need to bring, but A Bandit Avalanche actually does 2-hit KO anything on his team besides the Regirock, which he didn't bring, and the Rotom Meat, for which I have the Stone Edge for. So if I predict correctly, I can do a hefty chunk of damage with the Avalanche. And he probably doesn't expect me to bring it anyway, so I hoped he wasn't bringing the Rotom, so yeah, like no switch ins for it, but he brought it, so I can have to play around it. And at the end, I have my Hooper, this time a physical variant with the Trick Room, because I underspeed with a minus speed nature and 0 IVs. I underspeed everything on his team besides the Gorgas, so if I can get rid of it and weaken stuff to like 90 or 85%, I can basically sweep with the Trick Room Hyperspace Fury, because it does like Oko Ladias, it Okos Mamoswine, it's Drain Punch, Okos Mary Gyarados after Rock Switch in regular form, so I have to weaken that to like 75%. It Okos the Genesect after 1 Rocks, and it Okos the Rotom if it's offensive. So Hooper has a very good chance of sweeping late game. Not gonna lie, I was kinda nervous before the battle because I know how good Adam is and that my matchup isn't really that well, but it's the same for him. Like, he knows that I'm a very solid battler and he doesn't have the best matchup either, just because nobody of us has like solid answers to our best offensive moves. In his case, like, I don't have anything for Genesect and Rotom, he doesn't have anything for Lopunny and Hooper, or a combination of the two, and he probably doesn't even have a lot for my Lando Eye, which I didn't bring. So very weird matchup for both of us, in my opinion. So yeah, actually we talked before the match, and he said regardless of the outcome, we both know that we're good competitors and probably will be a very, very good battle. And it's actually a fucking gem of a game, I have to say it. You definitely will enjoy this one. So I think we should hop right into it. I decided to lead with my Lopunny this time to get a Fake Out off on a potential Sash Marmalade, and then Baton Pass out, see what he wants to do. Probably to, like, I want to get initiative on the Gorga switch in, so I gotta play around that a little bit better, and the Baton Pass definitely will help me with that. So I lead off with my Lopunny here, as he decides to lead with his Rotom, which tells me that it's probably not defensive, because defensive Rotom doesn't really match up well versus most of my potential leads, for example the Cobalion, which could set up rocks on it, because I have the Occa Berry this time, and Overheat doesn't kill if he's defensive, so there's that. And like, I kinda expected Scarf or Specs here, and I just go for the Fake Out, seeing, like, gauging the damage that I do to him, and as you can see, that this Fake Out will do about 25%, and that definitely tells me that this is an offensive Rotom that does way too much damage for even max HP non-defensive investment. Like, that would have done like 15% or something. So that's definitely an offensive Rotom, and obviously I don't want to stay in here. If he scarfs and hits me with a big Overheat or Thunderbolt, that won't be great. I go into my AV Slowking because it can take any hit. As he surprises me and makes a hard switch here. I don't know why he didn't Volt Switch, because I didn't have a ground type, but I take it. As he switches out into his Ladias. Ladias, actually, I was surprised he switched in Ladias in on Lopunny, because a return would have done a very solid amount of damage, and I could probably 2-hit KO it with the return, unless he's like a bulky variant. So I was kind of surprised by that, but he probably expected me to switch out into something, and he actually reveals the Hidden Power, which is super effective for me, and I'm pretty sure that's Hidden Power bug, because otherwise he wouldn't like be able to touch my Hooper Unbound. I fire off an Iceman, that is a hefty chunk. I was surprised by that, so it's probably a very offensive Ladias, like Timid, Max Special Attack or something along those lines. I just fire off another Ice Beam as he goes into his Rotom. He goes for the Volt Switch here, and again I stay in because he cannot 2-hit KO me from that range, or not Oko me with the Thunderbolt, and looking at that damage, that is definitely modest and that is definitely spec, so I know that my Lopunny outspeeds it and probably can 2-hit KO it with the return, because he already took the Fake Out damage earlier. So Modest Specs Rotom actually is a problem for my team because I cannot allow my Slowking to get weakened too much, because then I wouldn't have any switching for it, and nothing on my team besides Lopunny outspeeds it and can 2-hit KO it actually, because Cobalion doesn't kill from the range and like doesn't appreciate an overheat. Even with the Occa Berry, Specs overheat actually kills, which or has a chance of killing, so that's kinda annoying. So I definitely have to watch out for that and like keep my Slowking healthy enough so that it can take like Specs Volt Switches and Thunderbolts well, even though it would make me it allows him to Volt Switch freely and send out his Genesect for the Volt Turn core, but I just have to play like safely around the Rotom, and if he gets some momentum, so be it. As he Volt Switches, I decide to go for a Skull, and he goes out into his Genesect. Gets the special attack raise, and now even with the AoV, I'm of course in range for a Bug Buzz and a U-turn, so I have to switch out to get my Regenerator back and go into my Cobalion because I expect him to go for bug coverage, and that would do absolutely nothing with me. As you can see, the U-turn probably does like, yeah, it does 9 damage. It's absolutely nothing. It's like 4% or something. And he decides to go out into his Gorgeist. I contemplated going for Rocks here, but I didn't really want to get burnt because that's one of my answers for the Mega Gyarados, and I have to be at a solid amount of health to take a +1 Waterfall, for example, and I cannot allow him to get burnt because then my close combat wouldn't kill up the rocks. So I just decided to Volt Switch here out as he frisks my Occa Berry, which is kind of annoying, but there's nothing you can do about it. Here actually I make a misplay after going into my Golbat, which is probably my best answer to it because I'm especially offensive and don't care that much about burns. But here I make a misplay as he decides to go for the Will-O-Wisp, and obviously connects. After this turn I don't see leftovers, and I didn't really pay attention if I saw leftovers or not, so that will come into play later because I ran a Clark or something and didn't see if he had leftovers or another item. So here I decide to just fire off a Toxic because he has like no immunity to it, as he decides to go into his Mamoswine, which definitely can do a crazy chunk to me. Life Orb, Icicle Crash just knocks me clean out, even with the Violet and some solid defense investment. But Toxicing this thing is pretty nice if he's sashed, and I have very solid switches for it. I decide to switch out into my Everlac, even though I'd like to have my Sturdy on it for the Rotom or something like that, but that's my best switching at this point. So I don't know, the Everlac, he makes a nice play and goes for the knockoff, which kinda makes my Everlac useless. I kinda expected him to go for the ice coverage just like to be on the safe side. It was pretty early and he didn't need to overpredict, but it definitely was a solid play. Getting rid of an item on my side is definitely helpful, and yeah, so be it. So now I lost my choice band, which kinda sucks. Here I contemplated what to go for, and I decided to go for the superpower because I expected Rotom to come in, and like Rotom, I could have gone for the Stone Edge, but Rotom would have taken like 60% from the superpower anyway, and that would be like enough damage for me to basically revenge kill it with anything. But he decides to goes into his Gyarados, which would have taken like 40% from the Avalanche, even at -1. So that was a very aggressive play here, but works out just fine for him. His Gyarados probably, when I saw it in team preview, I thought it was a substitute Dragon Dance variant, so probably not enough coverage to beat my entire squad. Like, he would need Ice Fang or Bounce to beat my Amoonguss, and then I could easily pivot around it. And like, Waterfall doesn't even kill Everluck at +4 or something. So I was pretty much on the safe side and decided to go, because I'm at -2 now and lost my choice, when I decided to switch out here and go into my Cobalion, because Cobalion can take any hit and revenge kill it or do a hefty chunk to it, as he decides to Mega Evolve and actually set up a substitute, I'm pretty sure. He gets his Mode Breaker, which is nice, so he cannot intimidate me anymore, and he shows his substitute. But now he is, which is kind of good for me, because now he's in range definitely of a close combat, regardless of how bulky he is, unless he's like max HP and a lot of defense investment. So I'm on the safe side here. Substitute breaks as he decides to go for the Dragon Dance. As expected, substitute Dragon Dance set, but I'm not too worried because +1 Waterfall doesn't knock me out. +1 Bounce, as he goes for, doesn't knock me out. So that's basically a kill for me against one of his biggest threats here. Even the -1 from the close combat, he cannot kill me, and as you can see, it does like 75% almost, which is kind of nice, or 66%. But I can knock him out with the close combat here. I trade my Cobalion basically for the Gyarados, but I'm fine with it because it doesn't match up too well versus the rest of his team, besides the Mamoswine, and I probably won't be able to get up rocks, to be honest, versus most of his team, besides maybe the Gorgeist, but I have to pivot around that thing really well to do that. He goes into his Genesect, and I decide to switch out into my Slowking because I expect him to go for the Flamethrower just to revenge kill me. Very aggressive on my part, but the Flamethrower was pretty obvious because bug coverage wouldn't have done anything to me, to be honest. Like even the -2. He gets the burn on the Flamethrower, which really sucks and will come into play later in the game. My Slowking is now very much weakened, and the burn just sucks. Whittling down walls is so crucial for him, and yeah, that's what happens. We both decide to switch here. I didn't want to take an HP bug from the Ladia, so and just want to get my regenerator back so that I can switch in on some of his mons easier, because I need like my help on this thing, and I just decide to sack my Cobalion here to the Psychic from the Ladios. I tried to get up rocks there, but he outsped me, and that showed me that he is timid. So my Hooper doesn't outspeed, but he cannot like Oko me with the crit here with my Hooper, and I can go for nice Hyperspace Fury and kill one of his biggest threats here. That was an easy Oko from any range, so that was nice. And now his team is not that weakened, but two big threats, his Ladias and the Gyarados, are out of the way. I'm not that in a great position though, because my Slowking is burnt and weakened, so that it cannot switch into that many things, and my Golbat is also weakened, and that's basically my defensive core. So I have to play safely and carefully with them so that I don't get swept by Scarf Genesect later in the game. As I kill his Ladias, he decides to go into his Genesect again because that's a free U-turn for him. Nothing I can do about it. But I decide to switch out into my Golbat, I'm pretty sure, yeah. That's what I do. He goes for the U-turn, which does absolutely nothing. That is kinda nice, but with the burn I'm now at just over half, which kinda sucks. Oh no, I'm under half even, I think. I don't really know. As he sends out his Mamoswine again, which is okay for me because that thing gets weakened by the poison every time it comes in. And yeah, I'm just over half here. And decide to switch out because he probably has to go for the Ice type move here. I actually contemplated Roosting because he overpredicted the last time Mamoswine came in, but it was way too risky for me, and as I said already, I have to play safely with my walls to have a shot at winning the game. He expects another switch, and that was a really good play on his part, knowing that I probably want to save my Golbat as I sent out my Everluck here. And he could, with two very high rolls or a crit or something, he could have actually killed me here, but he decides to switch out as I think I go for the Avalanche, making the safe play here, as he predicts it nicely and goes into Rotom. So that does absolutely nothing to him because I lost my choice ban, and now I'm again in a very bad spot because he can volt switch freely on me, and I cannot like do anything about it but sack him on. So yeah, I'm in a very tough spot here because now I have 2 weakened walls. I have Lopunny and a weakened Hooper left because I decided to sack my Avalak to derode him here. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's what I do. He just kills me with the overheat as I try to stone edge him, but I basically sacked him here. There was no way he was going for like a Specs Will-O-Wisp or something. But now my Lopunny can come in, which, like, I don't know if that was a good play. I should have gone probably into my Hooper because it would have gotten a kill probably, but I didn't want to risk him actually knocking me out with the -2 overheat because at the range I was at, I was pretty close. It was a pretty close roll to kill me because he was Specs and Modest, and I didn't want to risk it. I decided to Baton Pass out because the switch into the Gorgas was so often and so obvious, and that is a free switch into my Hooper. But here with the Hooper out versus the Gorgas, it comes into play that I didn't see that he did not have leftovers. I just fire off a Hyperspace Fury as he reveals to be Cobra Berry, which kinda sucks for me because that Hooper definitely could have been helpful later in the game and had a chance at sweeping him, but like that had to be versus -2 Rotom or something, or a Rotom that was locked into Will-O-Wisp because obviously I had to set up my Trick Room in order to sweep. He just kills me here, which is kind of annoying, and now I have to gamble on rolls because Gorgas is now at like 45-ish%, probably a little bit less than that, and High Jump Kick actually does something around 41 to 49%, and I just have to go for it because I cannot risk him switching out as I go for Fake Out. So I get the kill with the Lopunny, which is pretty nice. Just a roll, so not really hacks in my favor or something, but he definitely had a shot at living if he was max, which I expected him to be. But yeah, now he sends in his Genesect, and I didn't really know why he did that, because from that range, even if he is Modest, and because he went for the U-turn twice, and because he sent it out with my Lopunny here, I know that this thing is scarfed, and if it's scarfed Modest, he cannot knock me out with the Psychic. So I have no reason not to stay in and click High Jump Kick again. As he just U-turns out, which does an okay amount, even though it's like not very effective, but he couldn't knock me out here, and I basically get another kill, so that was pretty nice. He decides to make the good play and sack his Mammoth Swine to another High Jump Kick. By the way, shoutouts to my Lopunny, he hasn't missed a single High Jump Kick in the entire season, so there he goes with his 19th kill of the year, I believe. That is pretty nice, as he sends out his Genesect again. Now we're in a spot where I have my Lopunny and my 2 walls, which are kinda useless because Rotom just destroys them if they are not at full health. Again, if he is timid or naive, he cannot knock me out with the Psychic. I was at 77%, I believe, and Psychic max roll was like 75 or something because there was a little HP invested. But he actually goes for the Psychic this time. I should have probably switched out, but then again he would have gone into Rotom after that, and Rotom would be very good versus my Slowking, which would be my switching for the Psychic. He reveals to be Modest and knocks out my Lopunny, which kinda sucks because now I have to gamble on my Slowking and my Golbat to win the game. Slowking is here at around 75%, and he makes a good play and just stays in as I fire off a Skull trying to catch the Rotom on the switch. This special defense drop actually matters a lot in this match because now his Psychic will do more, and I probably won't be able to be at enough HP after Regenerator, because obviously I have to sack my Golbat sooner or later to be able to take a Thunderbolt from the Specs Rotom. But the special defense drop, the Psychics from here and the burn will put me in range where I cannot switch out and be at over 80% with Regenerator. 80% was the max roll the Specs Thunderbolt could do to my sloking. So that kind of sucks because now I'm at like 50% and will be at like around 8ish. But with the burn, he definitely has a very solid chance to knock me out. And I just have to sack my Golbat here as he gets a crit with the Psychic. At first, when battle, I thought that crit mattered because I was heavily Bedef invested, but he would have killed me with the burn damage plus the Psychic if he got a low roll, so that didn't really matter. Yeah, now as you can see, my Slowking is actually at over 80%, but he gets off another Psychic. I pray that he doesn't get like a big hit off, or not a big hit, a crit or a special defense drop, and I just kill him with the Scald. So now it's Rotom versus Slowking, and it definitely is GG now because I'm at 65%, min damage from the Specs Thunderbolt is 68. So there's nothing I can do. I just have to say it's GG here. My season's over, but he does not have Thunderbolt. He has only his Volt Switch, which Slowking takes at like, I don't know, 17% or something, and I can kill him with the Scald. So I win 1-0 versus Adam and the Kansas City Kakunas, and I will make the finals in the PMC. That was such a sick game. I couldn't believe he didn't pack the Thunderbolt. I think he was pretty pissed afterwards that he didn't put Thunderbolt on it. I think he had like Overheat, Volt Switch, HPIs for the Landorus, maybe Trick or Will-O-Wisp or something, but definitely not Thunderbolt, and that like won me the game here because he basically, I won't say he misprepped, but he didn't put the right move on it, and I was able to lift the Volt Switch, which is great for me. Definitely a fantastic game to Adam. I kinda misplayed with my Lopunny and my Everluck early in the game, also with my Hooper because I didn't see the Colder Berry coming, even though he packed it like both of our games before the season, in the regular season, sorry. And yeah, I just didn't notice it and really kinda played too passively and not really good enough to win this game, but I kinda put myself into a position to win, it seems, because he didn't take the Thunderbolt. I probably should have lost that game just like the last one, but I don't know, I think I did anything I could to with my Slowking to keep it as healthy as possible, but obviously a Thunderbolt would have killed, so I can be extremely happy that he only had Volt Switch, but that's definitely not my fault, and there wasn't really hacks in this game that like had an effect on the outcome. So we win 1-0. 3 very close matches versus Adam this season. He won one game 2-0, I won the other 2-0, I believe, or 3-0 maybe. But probably should have lost that one. And now I won 1-0 in the playoffs. Definitely one of the better games I had in the last couple of months. I think definitely the best game I had this entire season. Not by the way I played, but by how down to the wire it came and just how good he played. And I think I made some solid plays too. But like looking back now, I'm not really that happy with the way I played, but it got me into the finals, so I cannot complain here. I forgot which team we are facing. The coach is named Jack, I believe, but I forgot his team name. So he has stuff like he has a very solid core with like Tangrowth and shit, and he has Hydreigon on the team. That's all I know. Just had a look at his roster, but can't remember that much. But definitely will be a good game. I think he won the majority of his matches very convincingly. And yeah, finals will go up next week. I hope I can pull it off. It's actually my 6th final in my 6th season playing in the league format, so I definitely want to get my 5th title here. I really didn't expect to win the game after Slowking and Golbat both got burned and whittled down, but I kind of pulled it off, and now I'm in the finals and will do my best to win the game. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I think definitely check out Adam. He's a fantastic battler. I play him again in the NPL, which will start in August, I believe, in some week. I don't know which one, but I will play him again. So Kansas City Kakuna content is definitely coming again on this channel for like the 4th battle versus them. So yeah, I guess that's it. Oh, by the way, shout out to my boy Nick, aka Reckless Bet. He actually recorded this match for me because Tyler Phantom Base, shout out to him too. He was busy with work and could not like record it before tonight, and I'm busy tomorrow, so I can't record it then. And Nick was nice enough to record it for me like in a couple minutes and send it over so that I was able to record now and not have the battle to go up on Monday or something. Thanks to those two guys for like always having my back. Like Tyler always gets me mods if I need something weird I can't get with power saves, and Nick just record the game for me. So thanks to those guys. And we will see us next week.